Y'all forgot to press the thing. What's up, y'all? It's me, Erica. We down here. It's cold this morning, 35 degrees. I was just making my way down the street. I was listening to Rodney the Voice. Shout out to Rodney the Voice. His video about Keke Palmer. So I was just listening to the end of that. So shout out to Rodney. What's up, Rodney? Let me park. I just don't like all these cars in the parking lot, and it's so early, and I don't like it, and it's so early. Why are all y'all here so early like this? I can see 2 cars in the parking lot, me and 2 cars, but it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cars in this little ass parking lot. Oh, he's taking his dogs for a walk. They on the grass. Yeah, this is a better parking space that I got here. So I came down here. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment. Maybe not yet. Don't do it yet because you don't even know what the hell I'm talking about. Or maybe you could tell by the title. But I wanted to talk about Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Came on last night. You know what? And I'm going to tell y'all this right now. We're going to talk about it. I really want to talk about Real Housewives of Orange County. Unfortunately, it is so boring. So I caught up. Thank you for everybody who gave me links to the Real Housewives of Orange County streams that I can watch and catch up on the episodes, just to find out that this shit is so boring. It is so boring, and I normally love Real Housewives of Orange County. Like, I've been watching Real Housewives of Orange County since episode 1, season 1. And I've always liked it. Keke, the girls, the white girls, they're crazy. You know, they fight, they yell at each other, they got their problems. It's funny, right? The shit that they do, it was entertaining. I mean, I don't know. I want to review it. I want to talk about it. This was episode... Oh, shit, I got the wrong notes. Oh, no. Here they go. This is episode 4 and 3 and 4 I watched it, and I was just like, I don't know if I want to review it. So, I don't know. So let's talk about, I would rather review Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I do want to review Real Housewives of Orange County. The other episode came on last night, so I'm behind 3 episodes. So, I don't know. Maybe we'll... Okay, I just gotta make a decision on Real Housewives of Orange County. I just gotta make a decision. I watched last night's episode, but I fell asleep. I was really bored, and it's really like... It's just really boring to me. So let's talk about Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. We definitely want to review that. I watched the first episode last night. Andy had all of them on Watch What Happens Live, which I think is, I've never seen that before, where, I guess the last premiere was, I'm trying to get this so this collar is not coming down. I think the last premiere was, of Dallas, wasn't it? And I didn't get into Dallas at all. I'm not interested in watching no white women from Texas. I'm really not interested in that. Just not really interested. I don't know why. I'd rather watch white girls from California and, a mix of, and the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City is very diverse. The cast, everybody don't look the same. You got people from different backgrounds and heritages and things. I do like Orange County because I really want to get into Elizabeth, but they haven't really got into her. She can't really talk about anything. She got a gag order on her divorce because she's, divorcing this billionaire. And, but her story and how she lived in trailer parks and grew up, and then married this man and is now super duper rich and has her own company now as well. I'm interested in hearing her story. She seems like she just wants to relax and just have a good time. It's her first season on Orange County, and just everything around her is just already so established. Like Bronwyn is a lot. And I know she's, in AA or whatever, but it's just, I don't know. I don't want to, it's not fun. It's nothing fun to really talk about to me. they're having their conflicts, but I don't know. I think it's cool that they all, like, 3 of them live in the same neighborhood, but none of their storylines, I guess I'm just not interested. I'm not interested. Like, I am interested in the storyline of the new women. Like, I'm interested in Wendy's storyline on Potomac. I'm interested in Elizabeth's storyline on Orange County, and I'm interested in all these new women, right? They look interesting. They got they giving you the entertainment, right? You got all of them. What's their names? Okay, let me see. Let me I wrote their names down. And I didn't take much notes because it's the first episode and we just gonna talk about it. But it's girl, I don't know these girls' names. Whitney was a white girl, young white girl who, okay, let's go through it. Okay, Jen. She's Tongan and Hawaiian, right? She is married to a black man. He is the football coach at University of Utah. She says he's very busy. He's always, recruiting, always on the road. They have a FaceTime marriage. They met in college. She was raised Mormon. He's Muslim. 5 years into the marriage, she was like, convert to, she was like, convert to, being a Mormon. And he was like, are you crazy? When she said that, I just started laughing because I didn't know, like, okay, I knew how the Mormon faith was because when I grew up, my best friends growing up in elementary school, one was Arabic, but she was Catholic, or her parents were Catholic, and then the other girl was Latinx, and she was Mormon, and her parents were Mormon. And she used to always talk, like when we were in elementary school, she used to talk about her religion because she was learning about her religion. And I remember this, like, I will never forget it. I will never forget it since I was in elementary school. She showed me like this pamphlet, and it had something like Mormons couldn't drink coffee, and they would get in trouble for drinking coffee. That was something that I remembered in my head. 17, y'all, is the number of the fire truck. And then I remember that they wouldn't let black people into the church. And when she said that, it just made me think of childhood and my friend that I grew up with, who was Mormon. I don't know if she's still Mormon. I don't know if she's rejected her faith or whatever, but like the rest of these women on this damn show. But yeah, she was very much a Mormon, Church of Latter-day Saints and all this stuff. And we know all of the different stories. Remember we watched that documentary of that little girl who was kidnapped by somebody in the church, and they like to marry girls really young and stuff like that. So anyway, it just made me laugh. It just made me think of that. They got 2 sons together. She's very flamboyant, very in your face. She was on Watch What Happens Live last night. Her name is Jen Shaw. She was on Watch What Happened Live last night. She had a fucking hat on. She was looking fly as hell. But she is aware that she's now able to be fabulous for everybody else to see, not just the people in Utah. What do they call the residents of Utah? I don't know, because we Californians, New Yorkers, Texans, Floridians. What do they call people from Utah? Utonians? I don't know. Shout out to Utah. If anybody in here from Utah, what do you call each other? Utahians? I don't know. Anyways, so that's Jen. She just seems really fun. She was cutting up last night on Twitter and stuff like that. Her house is huge. Like I always say this when we start talking about Housewives, I believe that the objective of Housewives was to show the luxuriousness of being a housewife, a woman who really doesn't work. But we see that Housewives has really changed over the years into something else when we realize that a lot of these women became more independent as they got on the show, which in turn caused troubles in their marriages. And there's been so many divorces across the franchise and cracks in marriages. Like, I was just watching the damn, the thing to this season on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. The peoples is already talking about their marriage problems just like that quick. I was like, oh my God, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I want to see new shit. I want to see new drama, new people, new problems. I don't want to see, honestly, Portia going through it with Dennis for 3 years. That's not or Robin going through it with Juan for 5 years. I don't want to see that. That's boring. Y'all talking about the same thing over and over again. What else is going on in your life besides this situation here? Like, let's get something new going on. And the fact of the matter is, truly, people's lives are really not that exciting when you really get down to it. When you really get down to it, that's why they making them. That's why Giselle is running around fake acting as if, can't even really act, as if she's attracted to this man who sticks his dick in everybody who sits in the front pew. She can't even do it, but she needs to stay on this show, so she has to come up with something interesting. And in real life, her life is probably very mundane and very boring. And it's just like regular. Because do you ever think about this? Like, I'm going to get back to this. Do you ever think about this? Think about this when you sitting at home today. What if there was a man with a camera standing in the corner? What is he going to be capturing you doing? People's lives are really not that exciting. So you have to find people who don't have nothing else to do and who have a lot of money to do it. Who have nothing to do with a lot of money, right? Because they do the most crazy shit, because everybody's lives is really boring. It is. Look at Robin. Robin is regular. What is Robin doing? She got a hat line. Honey, the girl down the street, y'all got hat lines. Y'all got business. Everybody got businesses. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody got a little business here and there, making a little change here and there. What else? What is Karen doing? She got a little fragrance coming out. Hell, the nigga down on Twitter got a fragrance coming out. You know what I'm saying? It's like really boring, right? And so what we want to see and be entertained by is like, okay, this is crazy, right? So this new group of people is very interesting. Heather Gay, and she talked about her Mormon ancestors. She knows her lineage, honey. She married into extreme wealth. I guess the driver and henchman for Howard Hughes. You know, Howard Hughes was very, 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 very wealthy. And I think, you know, you go watch anything about Howard Hughes. His story is very, very interesting. I remember learning about Howard Hughes when the Spruce Goose came to Long Beach, California, and we went to go see that big ass fucking plane that Howard Hughes built. So and we realized that, you know, Howard Hughes became like a recluse and wore gloves because he didn't want to get stuff on his hand. He went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But so Heather Gay says she comes from Mormon royalty. She rejected because she likes the things that are not really outlined in the precepts of her religion. And she mentions that she loves black men and she loves gay people. But honey, Heather Gay, she got 3 children, 3 girls, I think. And she just is very, 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 very wealthy. And I love to see it. Sis has a strong jaw. That's the first thing I know. I said, that's a big girl. That girl is she reminds me of like the old, back in the day, the gorgeous ladies of wrestling. Not this Netflix shit. I'm talking about the original shit. Back in the day, we used to watch on TV in the mornings, Saturdays, we used to watch Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling. She reminds me of like a wrestler. Like, she's a big girl, big woman. She has a wellness medi spa or whatever, which is cool because the women want to keep themselves up. It's a great business to get into, great things. So Meredith is this refined, you know, socialite who is married to this man named Seth, who is already funny, already playing it up for the cameras. He's like talking shit, and she was like, why would you say that? And he was like, aren't we supposed to be truthful? Oh, he's gonna be, and then we see later that they're arguing because she won't let him in her phone, and he thinks that she's up to something suspicious. That's suspicious. That's weird. That's what he don't like it. And they have a gay son named Brooks. I think that's what his name is. I wrote his name down somewhere. Yeah, Brooks. And he's already, you know, when they were on Watch What Happens Live, people called in and was like, Meredith, we love your son, you know, so he's probably going to be, he didn't even know who Prince was. I was like, because Diva had called me earlier and was like, did you watch Salt Lake City? Because they're cutting up on there. And I was like, okay. So I was watching, and he was like, one of them has a gay son. I was like, oh, he's going to be really popular. He's going to get he's going to be popular, and he's 21, so it's good. He's going to understand. He's going to start getting a lot of support. And this is the first time I think we've seen a couple. Well, Bronwyn's son, I'm here for Bronwyn's son. Bronwyn's son I don't know if he's non-binary. I don't know what's going on with him. He doesn't really know either. He's really just trying to find his way. His makeup, honey, in his interview, I was like, come on now. I don't know what pronouns. I'm just going to go by how he's presented himself. I don't know if he's changed his pronouns or is asked to be called different pronouns or anything like that. But Bronwyn's son is, he is navigating his identity with his identity. And I like the way Bronwyn, I'm kind of leery on the dad. I don't know if the dad he seems like he's open, but I was just watching how he was acting when Bronwyn's son came out and he was trying on dresses and stuff and different heels and trying to walk in heels and stuff like that. And I just noticed the father was supportive, but he didn't really embrace the son when it was all said and done. And Bronwyn's son was like, thank you so much for letting me do this, because he was really depressed and just trying to figure out his identity. And then Bronwyn just created a safe space for him to be able to express himself. I'm all for this. Shout out to Bronwyn for that. But yeah, I don't think we've seen anyone else's children, come out and say that they were gay. I don't know if you guys can remind me. We can get down in the comments. So this is something new. Lisa is the girl who they said that you got to get through her to get to Sundance, to the parties when they have Sundance. Sundance is very popular for independent films and things like that. And she is apparently, the girl about the town who can get everybody in the parties. You got to go through Lisa. Lisa has a husband named John. They're Jewish by heritage, but Mormon by religion. And they have children, Jack and Henry. I don't know why I love the name Jack. I don't know why I love that regular ass, American ass name, Jack. I just like it. I like it for a dog. I like it for a boy. I might like it for a girl. I just like that name, Jack. I don't know why. It's just short, but it just has a Jack. It just has a sound to it to me that it resonates with me. Anyways, so they're very non-traditional, going through the drive-through, eating fast food. And when she said that, I said, girl, no, you're right in line with American tradition. Fast food is American tradition, girl. You ain't non-traditional going through the drive-through, girl. You traditional. But they got a lot of money. She just doesn't cook. She's just very much, just very much like, I guess, a new age mama. I don't know. I gotta turn my car off. Anyways, I don't know. So we'll see about her. And then there's Jen and who is Jen? Oh, Jen Shaw and Heather. They're at the Medi Spa and they're talking about having a party for Meredith. Yeah, they're talking about having a party for Meredith, and they don't know if she's gonna really be too keen on the strippers. Now Jen wants to go all out. She has this house that she calls the chalet, the Shaw Chalet or whatever she calls it, and she wants to throw a party, but then she says it is for me too. I'm throwing a party for Meredith, but I am throwing it for myself. My skin looks supple. Whitney and Justin. Okay, Whitney is the younger girl. She's married a man who is 18 years older than her. I wrote on there. It's gross. But they got married. But they met each other at work. Look, see, this is the type of shit I'm talking about. They met each other at work. They were having an affair with each other because both of them were in relationships. They ended up getting excommunicated from the church because of their infidelities with each other, and they were both married. And then they ended up getting married, and a lot of people didn't agree with their marriage, of course. And because when they showed her walking down the aisle, she looked really nice. I was like, girl, we opening with a wedding? Like, what's the tea? But then the way, they let us know that they are just renewing their vows or whatever. But she's no longer a Mormon, and she is the cousin of Heather. They're related in some way, honey. In Utah, honey, everybody might be related in some way in Utah, child. And so shout out to Utah. I've been to Utah before. I went with my aunt and my uncle, and all I can remember about Utah is that the television, like the stations went out like at 8 o'clock. And this was like back in the 80s. And I just remember, maybe, yeah, it would have to be the 80s. I just remember that the television, I was like, why is the TV? We were going camping, and the television went off. Like the stations went off at a crazy time. Anyway, as much as I remember about Utah, child. It was very beautiful, beautiful, beautiful state. But so Whitney and Justin, they're in this marriage. They've been married for a long time. And, you know, at one point they had, you know, their little vow renewal party or whatever. She had a relative come up to her and say, you know, I apologize for, you know, how we treated your marriage in the beginning, basically. I'm just paraphrasing. I don't know exactly what she said. But she's like, you know, and I really apologize for that, for not really giving your family and your marriage a chance and really judging you. So she was like, a lot of people did that. And here we are. And she's rolling around on a pole. Like her intro is her on a pole. And she seems like she's very bubbly, and she really gets along with Mary. And Mary, I don't know how they didn't really introduce her. Like, I thought they were going to save her for last, and they kind of interwove her story when she was sitting there talking to Whitney. They had gone out. Anyways, Jen has like 2 personal assistants. She wants to have this lavish party, and for Meredith, but really for her as well. And then, so that's it with her. She has this personal assistant named Stuart and Crystal. So they're just showing her planning this party. Meredith and they talk about Meredith, Lisa, and Jen. They're all together, and they're talking about how Meredith and Lisa kind of look alike. People thought that they kind of look alike, and they just became friends. I was trying to really see how long everybody has been friends, but apparently, Heather and Meredith, or Lisa, I think it's Lisa. Heather and Lisa went to college together, and Lisa is acting like she don't really know Heather. She didn't really know her in college, and Heather's she's feeling a way about it, and she has a problem with how the girl's acting like she didn't really know her. Whitney and Mary sit down, and Mary talks about her grandmother putting in her will that she needed to marry her husband, her step-grandfather. They are at a Pentecostal church. They are not Mormon. And she invites Whitney to come to her service. She was like, you know, I'm really not religious, but, you know, I'll come to your service or whatever. So they get a text from Jen, and Jen and Mary have this problem because a few weeks ago, Mary and Jen, they used to be really close, and they just fell out because Mary said that Jen smelled like a hospital. And Jen Shaw, she took offense to that, and she did smell like a hospital because she had been, you know, at the hospital with her aunt who just got her legs amputated, and when she came to visit, and Mary smelled the hospital, and Mary is triggered by hospital smells because she's been through so much. She hasn't really got to what she's been through, but the smell of a hospital sends her to a dark place. I don't know if she explained what she went through, but apparently something happened traumatic to her, and she was in the hospital for a while. So I don't think we really got into that story yet. So Mary was like, she's probably not going to invite me. And then Whitney said that the text said, don't tell anybody. But then she ended up getting a text too. She was like, check your messages and see. And she was like, I don't know why she wouldn't invite you. And she was like, girl, because I just say what I say. And Whitney is saying that in her interview, like, I love Jen. She just says what she says. And she was like, girl, if I say it, you don't like it, you don't like it. But I said what she basically is on some, I said what I said. And she seems very, I was looking at her thinking like she's around the same age as Karen. She looks older. She looks, older in the face. But Diva was like, she's in her 40s. I don't know. She looks older to me. And I don't know, maybe it's because she's fucking an old man. Maybe. Does that make you look old? I don't know. Does she have a baby? That's a story that I'm really interested in understanding, because I'm all here for maintaining generational wealth. But see, I could understand why the grandmother would say, marry this man, right? Marry this man, make sure the money stays in the family, make sure all the things stay in the family. but I don't understand how they have a kid together. Now, that's the part that I don't like. I can understand marrying to maintain the wealth. I don't understand having another kid. Now, maybe they had another kid through she just carried it, but I'm not sure that I could lay down with a step grandfather and procreate. I don't know if I could do that. I don't know, but we're gonna see how she was like, just swallow it, you'll be okay. And she's very much fine with that's what they do in their family. It's going to be odd, it's going to be weird to watch this, because this is not something that we normally see, especially within Black people, and I think it's very interesting to watch this. So we're going to see what Mary is giving. She's very much into fashion. They showed her doing all, this is about mine, and this is this, and this is that. She was very much into fashion. That gray dress, or that green dress that she came to the party with, was not, I don't know. I didn't like what she was giving. She could have I didn't know what she was trying to give, but it didn't translate well over the television. Even though she said it was something from the runway. It's great just because when you got the coin, you could get it off the runway. They have your size when you got the coin. Shout out to Nene. So she said, that's what the issue that they're having, her and Mary are having. Anyway, Jen's party, Coach Shaw is out of town. He don't know the party's happening. Heather is mad because Lisa is being dismissive to Heather and saying that Heather was a good time girl at BYU. And Heather was like, that's a lie. I was a goddamn virgin. I wish I was a good time girl. I wish I was lifting my shirt up so all the men could see my breasts. It's like, come on, bitch. She was like, no, but when I was at BYU, I was a good girl. I was not. That's what and that's a testament to say she really didn't know you, because if she thought you was a good time girl and you said you was a virgin when you got married. So, I mean, we're going to see how that's going to play out. Brooks, he's in there lighting candles for his mother and this rose coffin sitting on the table. The father wants to surprise her for her birthday. She says she's disappointed that her and the husband are not together for their birthdays. So they go to the birthday party. Heather, Meredith, Mary, Whitney, Lisa, and Jen, they're all there. They got the Tongan dancers. Lisa blew off Heather at the party. She kind of wanted to greet her, and they showed it like in slow motion. She was like, okay, girl, like, okay. So it's some shady there. It's the shady shit there. So Jen meets with Mary and wants Mary to apologize for saying that she smelled like a hospital. And just in that little exchange, I was like, if you, I don't understand how you could be so offended when a woman says that I've been through a traumatic experience and the smell of hospital triggers me and takes me to a dark place. If I tell you smell like a hospital, that's not me saying anything bad about you. That's me saying you smell like a hospital and it's making me sick. And you came from the hospital with your auntie getting her legs amputated. So I don't understand why you want her to apologize to you. I don't get it. I was like, okay, girl, Jen, I don't know. But are we going to be asking for an apology for the whole season? Like, what's the tea? I don't get it. So she says she was like looking like, girl, I'm not about to apologize. And that's, I'm here for Mary. I'm here for Mary. I like Jen. It's none of them that I don't like yet. Yeah, so anyways, that's it, y'all. Tell me what y'all think about Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. And we'll get down in the comments. Peace.